Welcome to a Pizza Bros special order, the Z.A.P.P.P Plan, Chapter 1. It's a typical Monday morning at Pizza Bros Corporate. Brenda, the COO, leads a financial and business strategy meeting outlining the future of the company. The founder sits at the end of the boardroom and daydreams. In his mind, he frolics over the untamed wilderness of Montana, riding on horseback with his best friend, brother-in-law, and professional bull rider, Blake McManus.
Ah, look at that sky,
Exclaims the founder.
Sure goes on forever,
Replies Blake. The two ride down a mountain trail and back towards an idyllic ranch in the valley. Together, they herd thousands of heads of steer across the founder's vast ranch lands. Suddenly, in the founder's daydream, they are attacked by none other than their worst enemy, Checkers Pizza. Checkers sends an army of hired goons that look exactly like classic bad guys from Western movies. They are rough, unshaven, and all of them wear black cowboy hats. The black hat is how you know they're bad guys, after all. Shots are fired by the bad guys, and the founder and Blake dive into a barn to make their stand. They fire revolvers and repeater rifles with a bang, bang, bang. The founder sees a ruffian kick the door open, and he dives behind a barrel to get cover, firing his revolver as he flies sideways through the air. Back in reality, the founder has jumped out of his chair and onto the boardroom floor. He has his fingers pointed like guns and makes
pew, pew,
sounds as he fires his pretend gun. He opens his eyes, looks around, and realizes that he's still in the middle of a meeting and that the entire executive staff is staring at him. Being stared at isn't an unusual feeling for him, but it still makes him a little uncomfortable. But he would never show it. Realizing that he just made a bit of a scene, the founder stands up, dusts himself off, and sits back down in his chair like nothing ever happened.
So, as I was saying,
continues Brenda,
all of these lawsuits are depleting us financially. I've instructed legal to identify weaknesses in areas of our business where we can lower our liability and strengthen our position for when we get sued again.
Brenda pulls out a thick, heavy 3-inch binder and drops it on the boardroom table with a thud.
Founder, this is the document that legal has provided,
she continues. Brenda nods to some aides around the room who distribute copies of the binders to all the executives. The founder receives his copy and looks at it with disdain.
Sure is thick,
he says as he pretends to thumb through the documents.
So, where are we going with this?
The founder asks.
I'm glad you asked,
replies Brenda.
As per legal's recommendation, we've come up with an emergency preparedness plan, or EPP as I call it, that will limit our liability in case of an emergency. The best part is that we can easily and affordably roll it out to all of our Pizza Bros locations nationwide. The whole plan only costs about $150 per store.
The founder thumbs through the documents and reads the important sections that Brenda was nice enough to have highlighted for him. He says as he reads.
Very interesting. This seems like the start of a good idea.
The founder thinks for a moment.
You know, when I started this company 30 years ago, I never imagined that we'd have to worry about things like this. Whatever happened to just focusing on making good pizza and giving it to nice family folks? Now that our business is a publicly traded corporation, we have higher levels of liability. It also makes us an easy target for people trying to rip off hardworking people like us,
says Brenda.
Unfortunately, with the great success comes greater responsibility.
Brenda continues her pitch.
This EPP covers all the major emergencies like fire, floods, hurricanes, lightning strikes, and of course, the ever-present danger of a worker uprising. It seems like you've covered all the bases, but I'd really like to sleep on it and get back to you tomorrow. I'll have my final decision in the morning, replies
the founder. That night, the founder can't sleep as the stress of running a multi-million-dollar corporation continues to weigh on him.
Liability this, lawsuit that. I just want to make pizza, he says
aloud. The founder gets out of bed and stumbles around his darkened bedroom. He puts his hands out in front of him and gropes for the wall. He moans as he stumbles around the room half awake. He groans as he finally finds the door to the bathroom. He relieves himself, exits the bathroom, and can't see a thing in his dark bedroom. He puts his hands out and gropes the air, looking for any obstacles on the way back to his bed.
Ouch!
He exclaims as he kicks his heavy leather reading chair.
Who put that doggone chair there?
He complains aloud. Unable to see and still frustrated, he continues to complain aloud.
Where's the bed? I feel like I'm in one of those pitch black zombie movies and I'm about to get eaten.
He finally finds the bed, rolls into it, and covers himself with the comforter. The founder's mind races, and suddenly he comes up with the perfect solution for Brenda's EPP.
Eureka! I figured it out. It's not an emergency preparedness plan. It should be a zombie apocalypse pizza preparedness plan.
Invigorated by this new idea, the founder leaps out of bed, runs to his home office, and works furiously all night to update the EPP with his new vision. He researches castles, defense, army tactics, hunting traps, fortifications, and even watches a zombie movie. By the morning, he's figured it all out. On Tuesday morning, the founder arrives at the corporate tower. Late, but very excited. He bursts into the boardroom and interrupts the meeting that is already in progress.
Stop the meeting!
Exclaims the founder.
I have the answer we've been looking for!
Brenda, who doesn't like to be interrupted, gives the founder the kind of stare that would make children cry. But the founder is used to it already and just continues on anyway.
This is it!
The founder says as he slams the binder on the boardroom table.
I call it the Z.A.P.P.P plan.
He continues.
I want you to start rolling this out to every location nationwide starting tomorrow.
Brenda gives the founder an angry look and asks,
What the heck is a Z.A.P.P.P plan? A zombie apocalypse pizza preparedness plan,
explains the founder.
I took your EPP and knocked it up a notch. You never know when them wily zombies are gonna strike. A zombie apocalypse?
Scoffs Brenda with disbelief.
Yes. Don't you know about the zombie apocalypse? It's a-coming. You best believe that. But just because it's the apocalypse doesn't mean that people still don't want pizza. With this plan, we can ride out the zombies and still serve pizza to our customers.
The founder insists.
What?
Replies an absolutely flabbergasted Brenda. The founder continues unfazed.
It is our duty in a time of crisis to defend America's #1 all-time favorite food, pizza.
The founder looks at the other executives in the room and asks,
Now, are you with me?
The executives at Pizza Bros are unaccustomed to thinking for themselves, and when presented with an idea, are more comfortable with lending their unending support and admiration. So instead of being shocked by such a wild idea, they instead are enthralled and chant,
USA! USA! USA!
Behind the founder, a gigantic waving American flag unfurls and a bald eagle flies across the boardroom with a
Scream!
As the enthusiasm around the room settles down, all Brenda can do is raise a skeptical eyebrow and ask,
What exactly is in this plan? Woo doggy!
Begins the founder with excitement.
Do I have it all laid out for you? It has barricades, defenses, weapon emplacements, booby traps, and a top secret design to turn the walk-in refrigerator into a long-term survival shelter.
Brenda is not impressed by these ideas and responds simply with silence and an angry, frustrated look. After an uncomfortable moment, Brenda finally capitulates and offers to implement the plan immediately.